Hi, welcome to Vector Bliss. In this video, we will discuss about fields in AutoCAD. Fields are nothing but placeholders for some properties of objects or the drawing itself, which means suppose you have a text here and you want to place a property of a particular element, say a circle or something, and you want to track the property like say a radius of the circle. You want to have it here as a text, but this circle will constantly change and this radius tend to change every time. So how do you do that? If you are not using fields, then you will end up updating this particular radius every time you change the circle. So that is where you will be using a field. For example, I have a circle here, then I have a text here. I am saying radius, then I don't know the radius, so let me just look at this radius now. Going to the properties, and here you can see the radius. Let me copy it here and let me just paste it here. Like this. Now say somewhere in this drawing, this is repeating so many times, and every time I make changes to this circle, I need to remember to change all these properties, all these radius, which is placed as normal text here, which is a tedious task. Sometimes it is like I might even forget to do something, edit some of this text also. So to avoid that, you can always use something called a field. So any data which is like suppose if you want to reference a property of a drawing or any objects in the drawing, and if you want that data to be placed inside a text or an attribute of a block, you can use field. Now to do that, what I do is, instead of typing this radius over there, I will delete it and right click. I have something called insert field here, or the shortcut is Ctrl F. So if you press Ctrl F, you will get this box, and let me quickly go to this objects, select this object, but don't worry about these steps. We will discuss this box in detail just in a minute. Just to show you how it works, I'm doing this, so you don't have to follow me right now. So I'm just picking this circle and I will choose the property radius from here, decimal. Okay, so this is now a field. So later on, if I change this circle radius like this is not updating. You can see that is because you need to regen the screen, regenerate the drawing. So RE enter, you can see the radius is the value is updating now. Similar way, what if you have so many? All these values are going to change. As I regen, you can see all these values changed. If this was not the scenario, then I would have definitely gone through each of these and I would have changed it, which is so much time consuming, right? So that's how you use field. I hope you got an introduction on fields in AutoCAD. Okay, now let us look at how to work with these fields. As I told you, fields are not a separate entity, separate object, but it always resides inside a multi-line text or a single line text or an attribute. So that's how fields are being used. Now when you are inside this multi-line text editor, you can right click and insert field, or as I told you, Ctrl F. So that will give you this box. Now let us quickly see what all are there in this box. Here you have something called field category. First item is all. All means all items from various categories. It is listing down here under field names. And the next item here is date and time. So some date and time values regarding this particular drawing file. That is what this these properties mean. Create date is the first item. So when this drawing was created, that is what this property is. So if I click this property, you can see these are some examples how it is how it follows the format. Actually the date format which is given here, if you are putting this date format here, this is how the value is going to come. That is what it says. It is very easy for you to pick one, whatever format you want, rather than typing it here. If you wish to type and make something custom of your own, some format, here is the hints. The hints are given here, and you can see if it is capital M, it is representing the month, small letter D, day, small letter Y, year, like that and all. So you can pick one from this, or you can create on your own. I will select this, hit OK, and now you can see it gives me 4 dashes. There is nothing much. Sorry, I will take out this radius since it doesn't make any sense. Okay, now we don't have anything to do with the circle. Let me delete that also. And you can see these 4 dashes. That is because if you see, this is a new drawing what I have opened and I have now saved it. So the drawing is not created. So let me just quickly create this drawing one. I already have one there, so let me just replace this. Yes, now you can see when I save that, that is when the file is created and it is updating this information. Similar way, so let us put it like, let me just edit this text. Okay, go to the beginning of it and let me type created at, or maybe like drawing created at so and so. Okay, so you got this. Now I will copy this, put it down here. Now let us see what is the next. It is date. This date is current date and time. Okay, whatever current date is there, that's what it is displaying here. You can see it is immediately turned to 8:39. So this is current date. Okay, and the next one, if you see, this is the plot date. So when was it last plotted? That's what this information gives you. So it is never plotted, that's why it is showing like that. So it is like plot time, plotted at, or whatever it is. And the next one, as you can see, date and time, save date. When was it saved the last? Here it is. Now when I refresh or issue a region command here, you can see this current date is going to change now. Okay, that is not changing because it is still that time. And let me just put it for more, to be more clear. Let me just put this this format. Okay, there you go. Sometimes when you issue a region command and if it is not updating, what you can do is you can do update update field. This is the command to update a field. So update field, enter, then select the object, enter. Now you can see it is getting updated. And now this is how fields generally work, but there are so many ways you can use this. In fact, actually you can use this inside a dynamic block, or you can use this in your title block. So sometimes what happens is like you know, this sort of title block here, there will be a plot stamp here. So you can add that plot stamp, and also when you take the printout, it will get updated, and when the printout was taken, who was the person who printed that, all these sort of things you can track with that data field. So other items, actually I would strongly recommend you go through each item and check it. I cannot explain each and everything in this item, in these categories here, but it makes sense. Actually right now you got a basic idea about how fields are working, and I think you can manage it on your own now. So if you go to this documents, you can see these properties are there. That is the next item in the list. Okay, document, and these items are there: author, comments, file name, file size. So some of these properties, actually author, comments, subject, title, these things are coming from the property of the drawing file. So if you type dwg props, you will get this window, and in this window this general is what mostly you see. If you go to the folder and right click the file and go to the properties, this is what you see. You have these tabs here, right? Summary, statistics, and custom. So if you go to this summary, you can see this title is there, subject is there, author, keywords, comments, and hyperlink base. These are there. So that is what, if you go to this field, you see here these properties, plus you have the file name. So if I put file name, it comes with the path, and file size, you can see this is the file size. Bytes or kilobytes or megabytes you can mention there. Okay, so kilobytes, if I say, file size bytes. This is that file size. Okay, so other properties and other items, I am leaving it up to you, but here linked is there. So if you have a hyperlink, if you want to redirect to some site, suppose you have a supplier for a particular element, say a chair or a desk, then if you want to add a property field or as an attribute in the block or something, then if you want to insert a field into it, then you can use this. So if I put this like Google, then hyperlink, if I go and mention like www.google.co.in, hit OK. So this becomes a hyperlink now, this Google. Whenever I go near there, a small symbol next to my crosshair, it says, and the tooltip, it says control click to follow the link. So if I control click, you can see now Google is opened. So that's what hyperlink is. And then you have objects here. This is what we will be talking about when we talk about dynamic blocks. So we will come back to that shortly. So this under objects you have got this block placeholder, and that is available only in block editor, it is saying. So when you are creating a block within the block editor, you will be having access to this property. Then formulas, you have got various formulas, average, sum, count, cell, all these things, and you can put the formula here, and the format, stuff like that and all. So evaluate when you are saying. So I don't have a table here, otherwise it would have worked. Okay, fine. So that is about formulas. And then you have this named objects here, blocks, dimension, styles, layers and all. So if you click on the layers, you can see what all layers are there in the drawing. That is what it is listing out. Dimension styles, these are my dimension styles in the drawing. So if I want to put this annotative here, hit OK. This is how it is. So why do I need a field for this? Maybe some example which to explain it, actually what comes to my mind immediately is like, suppose you have some CAD standards for your company and a newcomer is there, and when he comes and opens your template, you want to give some instructions through the drawing template. At that time you may be using the name of the company standard what is a dimension style so many times in the instructions. So that is where we can use this field, which is very effective, because anytime if I go to this dimension style and change this name, this annotative name, if I change say I rename this annotative A or something I am mentioning, clause, then region, and you can see this is getting updated. So that is what it is. Otherwise, if you are simply typing it inside a text, you will end up doing this update manually after changing the dimension style name, or you will at least how to do a find and replace. So this becomes more easy. That's how you can use this. Now going back to the field window again, here you have this named object and objects are there. So this objects, this is what we are interested in. We will come back to that later. And other is there. So if you go to the other category, you can put either a diesel expression. I don't know how many of you are familiar with diesel expressions in AutoCAD. So if you are not familiar, maybe you can, if you are keen to learn diesel expressions, then so many stuff is available on the net. You can just go through that. And let me just put quickly a diesel expression, but I am not going to explain what it is exactly. Okay, so please bear with me, because I don't think I have to waste time on some topic which is not relevant, much of having a relevance here. So if I put something like this, then you can see it is evaluating that diesel expression and giving me the value. So this is how diesel expressions you can put, or you can use Lisp variables. Lisp variables, any Lisp variable value if you want, you can put it there. See, when I have selected this Lisp variable, it is showing me the value here. Okay, so if I hit OK, it is going to be that value. Sorry, that is my phone. Okay, so that's Lisp variable, and system variable is there. So if you want to fetch any value of any system variable, fetch the value of any system variable, you can do that. So for example, see here, I want to have the value of this particular system variable. Hit OK, and you can see it is coming here now. So that's about this other category. And plot category is there, which is very self-explanatory, and you can see all these properties are mentioned here. Excuse me. As you wish, you can add these things and all. So if I put the login name, then my name is going to come there. Page setup name, paper size, so many details are there. Now the next is sheet set. So these are properties from a sheet set. Actually, if this particular drawing is a part of a sheet set, then you can fetch the values associated with these properties. So this in fact, actually I am going to have another playlist in my channel Vector Bliss about sheet set. So how to use sheet set manager in AutoCAD, and how to create sheets and manage sheets within sheet set manager. So at that time you will understand what all are these properties. And so if you are selecting one property, then it will display that particular thing here. Usually this is excuse me, usually this is used in title blocks. So you can see the sheet number, current sheet number, then current sheet number and title. All these properties or current sheet title is there. These properties, project name is there, project number, project phase. All these properties are related to sheet set manager. So that we will be talking in some other videos later on. So you can, that's how so fields are working. So I think you got a good idea regarding fields, and do the practice, and we will see in the next video. Next video I will show you how to use this within a dynamic block to update certain data based on the dynamic changes happening to the block. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thanks for joining.